Derick, hello. Were you asleep? I was going to email you when I was outside, but I don't have your Wi-Fi pass here. I don't have your password. Is it something simple like Derick123? It's probably not, eh? It doesn't really matter. I can always use McDonald's if I need to contact you, but I was going to FaceTime you from the front door here and say I'm outside, but I couldn't because I didn't have Wi-Fi. Anyway, do you want to do some squares today?
Squares?
Running around the block.
What do you mean?
You know how we normally run squares around the block?
Uh-huh.
That's what I call a square.
Oh, well, that's why you're here, right?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, we could do the dove run.
No?
No? Not even for old time's sake?
No.
You're funny. I think Brooks are quite well made when it comes to running shoes.
Yeah, probably because they only deal with shoes. They don't make it. I don't think they make anything else.
You could be right there. They might do a bit of clothing, like running shorts or running t-shirt. But their main brand is their shoe. Because I've had these shoes for about 2 years.
Well, why did you not get rid of them?
Because I was using them basically when I was just on the bus or walking around the house. That kind of shoe. But for today's 5K, I figured they'd be just perfect. They got nice cushioning. They're called Pure Flow. I bought them with a gift certificate that I got from Graham 2 years ago. The reason I know it was 2 years ago was because I bought these shoes to go to Spain 2 years ago. Because I wanted a new pair of shoes to look smart in the airport. That kind of thing. And I wanted a pair of shoes that would go with black pants.
The airport?
Yeah, when I went to Spain.
Oh.
I wore them as, just regular shoes. But they are running shoes, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just they got a little bit more cushioning than I normally use. But they're well made, as I said, and they've lasted a long time. They're not very good in the wet, though. So what do you want to call this episode, Derick?
I don't know.
It'll come to you. Maybe on lap 3, we might see the chain gang. Mind you, I think we called the last one the chain gang. Oh, you know what? I called it Reunited because it was the first time we'd run together. And then in brackets, the chain gang. So only people who listened to the show would know what it was all about. And I also had a picture of the chain gang. I've got some great news.
What?
You remember my friend Sandy?
Yeah.
She's back in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm going to be running with her on Saturday. Her and her new husband, Glenn, the American. You know who he was named after?
What? Who?
Think. His name is Glenn.
Run back?
No. John Glenn.
Oh, I don't know who he is.
What? You don't know who John Glenn is?
Oh,
The astronaut?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone just knows.
You thought it was somebody more recent?
But when the astronaut I know really well is Buzzy and
Buzz Aldridge?
yeah, and Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, they're the ones that walked on the moon.
Yeah, but I guess no one knows Glenn.
Glenn, he was the
Because-
first one to do, I don't think he did an orbit. I think he went up and then down.
He was on the moon too.
No. But he did go up a second time. But he went up about 10 years ago as a senior. He went up, I think he might have been 70 years old. Hi there. Pretty good. Just trying to remember where I know you from.
Sean.
From the gym?
No, from the Elk Lake and the
of
Harriers.
course. Do you live around here?
Yeah, just at the end of the road.
Okay. We run around here about twice a week now.
Yeah, I see you when I look out the window.
You
Oh,
see
yeah,
me come
I'm
by?
Sean. Yeah.
We do the squares because it's to here to Fraser and then to the top and then back down Lamson. That's a kilometre, just over
Oh,
a kilometre.
nice.
We do 3 laps. No, it's about a mile. We do 3 laps for about 5k.
Yeah? Excellent.
Yeah. Well,
The
that's
weather's
your
nice for
game.
it anyway. So.
It is. It's getting nicer by the second.
Yeah. Have a
See
great
you,
run.
Sean. So he lives on Winchbury. Elk Lake. That's right. Am I going too fast? A little bit.
Yep.
I think stopping to talk to Sean re-energized me. But he definitely knew me. He said, "Hello, Carlos." And until he took his glasses off or his earphones, I didn't recognize him. So he lives in one of these houses. I should have introduced you to him. Well, because he's a runner too.
Is he ultra?
I think he used to run ultras, yeah. But you know, I don't think he's running now. Because otherwise he probably would have said, "How's your training going?" That's what runners normally say if they're running. But if they're not training, they don't mention running. You're very quiet today, Derick.
Yeah.
Something on your mind?
Nope.
Other than that bus pass thing?
I just have a lot of stuff to get. A lot of stuff to buy. It's too bad, you know, that's the downside to Victoria is that it doesn't have a lot of small businesses because they're all shutting down
Yeah.
because the lease is too high.
Oh, the chain gang.
So they end up closing down because it's too high for rent.
Yeah, they can't afford to stay in business.
No.
What a lot of them do is they close on Monday now, so they don't have to pay somebody to work when there's not much money coming in. So a lot of the businesses, instead of closing down altogether, they just shut for one extra day, and the boss works the rest of the week, so he doesn't have to pay anybody. What's this? Oh, I think it's one of those road making machines.
So now with Toronto and Vancouver, you can find anything you want to buy. Right now you can't.
But not in Victoria. No.
So now you have to go on eBay and pay for U.S. funds.
Yeah.
$100 is $145.
145, wow. There's the old guy again. We saw him closer to the corner before. Hello again. He probably remembers us. But that's what people tend to forget. Let's cross over. Even though his walking is bad, even though his eyesight's probably not so good, he probably still remembers everything he sees. Even though he's probably 80 years old. Yeah. We got the chain gang again. Another chain gang.
Nope, that's not chain gang.
No.
That's stroller.
Stroller gang. Ooh. I don't think we had to cross today. The woman's not here. The flagging lady. So Sandy's in town with Glenn. She and I and maybe Jeff and Lindsay are going to run in the park. No, Francis King. You know where that is?
No.
It's out towards Thetis Lake.
How many K are you going for? 30?
Not quite, no. Probably more like 12.
What?
Yeah. It's pretty hilly. Seen her before. The male lady.
Snail lady.
What was that? The snail lady, yeah.
I still haven't got my bike belt yet.
No.
My bike, no.
I'm going to have a look at Norma's bike. She's got a bike. She never uses it.
Why are you having a look at it?
Well, to see if there's anything I could use from her bike. So I don't have to buy a new bell if she's got a bell that I could use. I don't think I'll need lights because we're going into the spring and summer, so I shouldn't have to be riding in the dark. It's only in the winter that you really need lights. It's good because every single kilometer that I've cycled, I've been keeping track of. So I'll know exactly how many kilometers I've ridden on that bike. I think I'm up to about 50 miles. 80 kilometers. Hello. Thank you. Today I'm going to go and see Joseph in his condominium. Yep. He invited us over. Anybody who wants to go at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure if I'll go straight from here or if I'll go home first, have a shower and then get the bus. I might go home first. Otherwise I'm going to be all sweaty all day. What break?
And next week, on Friday, I won't. No more breaks.
No more walk breaks? Not unless we're doing something hilly like the Dove Run.
Even if we're doing something hilly, no walk breaks. I'm doing it slow.
Yeah, but
This week, walk breaks, and then Friday, last day of no
walk breaks. Okay.
of no walk breaks.
So that would be the last time we run together this week. That will be, we did Monday, Wednesday, and we're going to do Friday, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's a plan. It's official. We're going to do that. Shall we run from the tree with the ball sack?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you mention it, every time I go past that tree, I'm going to think of the ball sack. It's rude. It's kind of rude. And this tree, look at this one. It's leaning backwards. It's like one of those trees that they caught in the atomic explosion. Do you remember seeing that little video clip of an atomic bomb going off and all the trees bending over to one side and swooping back? And they actually had people watching the explosion from like 2 miles away with goggles. I remember seeing them put their goggles on. What's that going to help? The radiation.
Oh, because the blind light.
Oh, the light. Oh, that's right. The blinding light of the explosion. You were born in the nuclear era. Yeah. When I was born in the nuclear era.
I was born in the 30s.
No. The bomb wasn't dropped until 1949.
Well, I wasn't born then.
No, neither was I. So we were both born in the nuclear.
Oh, you mean nuclear came after atomic?
Well, nuclear was the process of splitting the atom. I think that's what it was. They had to split the atom before they could release the energy from the atom.
Wasn't the atomic bomb nuclear?
Yep.
Well, then I wasn't born in the 40s.
Well, we were both born in the atomic era, let's call it that way.
What do you mean for the testing and stuff?
Yeah.
For like
When we were little babies, they were testing the bombs.
Chernobyl?
Well, no, Chernobyl was an accident. That was when one of the Russian nuclear reactors blew up.
I thought that's where they do test sites.
No.
Or they just do test sites in Los Angeles.
No, they used to do them in the desert.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Los Alamos.
Yeah.
Los Alamos.
Close to Los Angeles.
Yep, very. Just down the block. No, it'd have to be pretty far away from a big city because of the shock wave. Otherwise, everybody's windows will blow out.
I think they say it's close because it's the next city.
It's the next state.
Yeah.
New Mexico, California, New Mexico, Arizona, all that area. I knew you were going to say that, because that is exactly where the hill starts to kick in. And there's that old guy. Now we've seen where he goes. After he leaves that corner, he goes up this road. Ah, he's pretty old. 80. I think he might be a little older than that.
Oh, that maybe
He's probably a Korean vet. A vet from the war in Korea, which happened in...
He'd have to be American, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but there was a lot of Canadians that went to fight with the American brothers in Korea. I saw a few vets once in Tim Hortons, and they had Korean vet on their caps. All right, we're off again. He hasn't gone very far. He's taken about 6 steps. But
What is it now?
real time is 10:27. He probably left the rec center at 10.
That's Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito.
The bus stop, yeah. The midgets bus stop.
I don't think Danny DeVito's a midget though. He wasn't even born with that dwarfism.
I think he just came from a very small family in terms of height. Sicilians, they are very short.
I wonder if Prince was a Sicilian. Because he's short too.
He was, yeah. That's why I used to wear high heels, because he stood pretty short. So we've seen these guys go around the block as well. That's a weird smell.
I smelled that before.
It smells like mayonnaise or potatoes or something like that.
I smelled that before.
Oh, you know what it might be?
No,
It might be that truck.
yeah,
Because
but
some of them use vegetable oil from French fryers.
I smelled that since probably when I was very, very little.
Yep, that's probably the smell of the French fry oil. Definitely smelled like food. Yep, it's definitely that truck. I just smelt it again.
It should be an automatic.
It should be something that they're taught from school, not from the TV.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they should have, excuse me, they should have like awareness classes.
I don't know. When I was in high school, I was just told.
Yeah.
Treat them just like everybody else.
Hello. Well, that's what the difference between having a school specially for people with disabilities or having a school that integrates everybody.
Somebody that integrates people with disabilities, and you don't need TV to understand.
You don't need to explain on Sesame Street what autism is.
Yeah. That's just, they're just trying to,
They're making it easier for people who have kids that never get out of the house. They spend their entire time watching TV.
that's not good then if they're not getting out.
Well, it's like if you lived in a very, let's say, a very white neighborhood where there was never any black people. If you were brought up as a kid who never saw a black person in your life, the first day that you saw a black person, it'd be a real shock. You'll wonder what happened. But I guess from TV, if they watched any TV, they would see black characters on TV.
Well,
so.
they would have to get out anyways. They can't just stay in the house all day.
Well, some people do.
Really?
Yep. They go from infants to 4 years without hardly going outdoors. The only time they go outdoors is when they're going to the daycare to go and join the chain gang.
Well, maybe they'll see a black person or somebody with a disability while walking with the chain gang.
Maybe that's why they do it, to integrate the kids to the neighborhood. Because here you'd probably see both, somebody with a disability or somebody who had black skin. But when I grew up in England, they always made fun of me as being Spanish. Yeah. They made fun of my name. They used to call me Castro. Yeah.
That's a bad joke.
Well, he's dead now.
Do you think there's any more bad guys left?
Oh, yeah.
Fidel Castro's gone, Bin Laden's gone, Saddam Hussein's gone.
Gaddafi's gone.
Oh, he is?
General Gaddafi was shot, yeah.
And then who else is?
He was ambushed by his own men.
That's about it. All the bad guys.
And lots of good guys, too. Chuck Berry died last week.
Yeah, the king of rock and roll died.
Okay, last time we go down Winchbury.
It's amazing though. On Google and YouTube, they're saying, some are saying he's a true king of rock and roll. I'm like, they're getting all the things mixed up.
Yeah.
Elvis
was the king of rock and roll.
He was a true king of rock and roll.
And Chuck Berry, he might have been the king of...
Well, he was the king of rock and roll. It's just, people are saying...
He was a king.
Yeah.
One of the many kings.
He wasn't the true. He was just the king.
Because you could say B.B. King was the king of rock and roll.
So,
But he's the blues.
That's why I don't go on Google or YouTube anymore.
No?
I don't believe any of that crap. Unless I'm searching for something
Specific.
like something I was taught from a book in high school, you know.
Yeah, something you're researching.
Yeah.
It's good for that. It's very good for that. As a resource.
But nowadays, kids are in school, they're further research, they're going on Google, which is not good because they could type in something that's not right.
Yeah, it depends. Like with Wikipedia, it's only what people put in that's put up there.
Yeah.
Sometimes people put things up that aren't true.
Yeah. I'll take it over. This is my last.
Your
day.
last? Oh no, I thought Friday was your last.
No.
No, you're going to be running non-stop Friday, but slower.
No, same speed.
All right. There's the car that had its front fixed. And I'm guessing that my friend, what was his name, Sean? Yeah, Sean. I'm guessing he doesn't live in this house, unless he's still living with his parents. I got a feeling he might be living in a little house. If it's his place, or if he's sharing, it might be that little...
You know which king of rock and roll died first?
Who?
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But then you've got the white king of rock and roll and the black king of rock and roll.
Sorry, yeah. Elvis died before Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
And
they were both white guys pretending to be black.
Now there's only one king of rock and roll alive.
Yeah. Because originally,
You know
rock
who
and
that
roll
is?
was black music.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't rock and roll, it was rhythm and blues.
Oh, okay. But that rock and roll grew out of rhythm and blues. You were going to say,
No,
sorry.
Rockabilly grew out of rock and roll.
Rockabilly.
Rock and roll grew out of rockabilly.
I see. You were going to say something else, though.
Oh, Little Richard. is
Little
still alive.
Richard.
Yep, he's still alive and healthy.
Little Richard. Now, didn't he die?
No.
Oh, Jerry
no,
Lee
he's
Lewis.
still- Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis died.
Yeah, and now Chuck Berry.
You wonder who's next?
No more. That's just Little Richard's
Little Richard.
the only one that's left.
That's Stevie Wonder.
He was not the king of rock and roll. He's pop, I think.
Yeah. He
Or
was.
he's jazz.
He was more. What's it called now? Progressive rock. Also the jazz as well. He had a phase when he went into a lot of jazz type stuff. Music in the key of life.
How many more Beatles are there?
Left?
Oh, there's just one?
Let me think now.
Oh,
John's
there's
dead.
two. Ringo,
Paul is alive.
Paul and Ringo.
Yeah. George.
Ringo had a concert here. Not too recently. Ringo came here.
Not too long ago. You know who else is coming to Kelowna? Bob Dylan. He's going to be playing in Kelowna.
Oh, God. That's such an annoying voice.
Well, the thing is, he's guaranteed to sell out.
Yeah.
But it's only like 5,000 seats. But knowing him, he'll probably have either some sort of throat illness. He might bail. If he doesn't get a sellout concert, he might just decide not to do it. Too embarrassing.
I don't think people want to hear his voice now.
Some of the older people might.
So, hey, Mr. Taylor, you know, it'd be more like, even worse.
Well, you know what he might have? He might have a bunch of young musicians on stage, and he might just sort of strum along and not really do much.
Well, then there's no point showing up.
Yeah, if he's going to just have like a cover band with him as the boss.
There's no point showing up then. There's no point having one if he's not going to even sing.
He might do one or two songs, and everybody will say, "Oh, they were great. They were great."
Two songs that doesn't make his voice all torn up.
Yeah, two easy songs. And then the rest of them will be just instrumentals from his young band.
So Steve Miller.
Well, he might have a good warm-up band. He might have somebody like, I don't know,
Was it?
Nelly Furtado's opening act.
So Steve Miller and the what?
Steve Miller and the
The Steve Miller band.
yeah,
And then Bob Seger and
Silver Bullet band.
And then Jeff Healy. Oh, Jeff Healy band.
Yep.
And then there was a band called The Band.
Yep. Had a guy called Robbie Robinson in it.
And then there was Cream. And then there was
Blind Faith.
Genesis.
Yep.
Blind Face. What's that?
Blind Faith.
Who's that?
They were a spin-off band. I think they were part of Cream.
Eric Clapton was in Cream. That was his band.
Yep.
And then Phil Collins' band was Genesis.
Yep. It's funny how we have so much history through rock and roll. We all grew up in that era. Okay, so this is it. This is the end of our 5K run, which we're going to do again on Friday. You heard it from the man. And the day after, I'll be running with Sandy and Jeff and Lindsay and Glenn in the park. It'll be interesting to see how fit they still are. I know Lindsay and Jeff have been training, but I'm not so sure about Glenn and Sandy. they might have backed off their training a little bit. I might not be the slowest one there. But I will be the oldest. And I think the youngest person will be Sandy. Or maybe Lindsay, I'm not sure. One of those gals.
Does Glenn know that Sandy's a complainer?
I think he might do by now. He's been married to her for a year. Anyway, let's hope they're having a lot of fun. Alright, Derick, that's it. I've got to stop my app. And I will see you at 10 o'clock on Friday.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
What time is it now?